What is going on, guys? My name is Scott. I'm the founder of Easty Marketing Group, and today I want to walk you through basically what to do with SEO here in 2026. I've posted a couple of different videos about this. I really like to just give you a quick demo and walkthrough of exactly what to do with your website or with the services that you offer. I'm convinced now more than ever that AI visibility, it matters tremendously for just its own separate kind of marketing channel leverage, right? So if you think about paid ads, organic, AI, social media, traditional marketing, print media, things like that. AI is its own channel now, but it's very, very similar because it pulls from the same exact sources Google Organic and potentially Google Maps will always pull from. It's also going to pull from Reddit. It's also going to pull from maybe your social platforms, but it acts sort of like a hybrid search engine, right? Similar to Google, but doing a little bit more than that, pulling from a few more sources. So as you think about where you want to be found, you have to leverage as many of these opportunities as you can to increase the amount of visibility that you have in all different channels, but also specifically in AI, because it's going to pull from a bunch of different sources to display kind of your information. So it's harder than traditional SEO, but it follows a lot of the same kind of playbook and rule sets as traditional SEO does. So one of the things that I offer for my clients is increasing AI visibility, and that's done through establishing EEAT. It's done through establishing high credibility and valuable content. It's also established in not spamming content. We want to figure out what are the targeted terms that are going to increase kind of our momentum towards what we want to be found for and towards what we want to, kind of drive trust for. But the biggest piece to all of this is that there's three kind of schools of businesses. One is using AI and software to do all of their kind of search marketing for them. And that might even include paid ads, but they're doing social using AI. They're doing Google using AI. They're trying to have a system and a software do it all for them. And they end up spending a lot of their own time trying to leverage these tools. So you're paying for the tool, and then you're also using your own time, and paying, maybe even paying yourself, quotation marks, $1,000 a month to figure this out, or 20 hours worth of work to get this done right. There's another school of thought that's still paying agencies a tremendous amount of money. They're still leveraging those agencies because they have good relationships with them, which is totally fine. But a lot of what they pay for is the profit and the team of the agency that they're working with. There's this third kind of category now where agencies like myself are sort of emerging, which are experts in the industry. They're going to use AI for efficiency and speed, but they're also going to be in the trenches with you, and they're going to care about your specific business, and they're going to help you specifically figure out, how do I take this to the next level? So I want to start by showing you exactly how I would think about my business if I were in home services, and exactly what I would do to figure out, like, how do I compete with some of the people that I'm going to go up against. Hey, welcome to the channel. My name is Scott. I'm the founder of Easty Marketing Group. I'd love for you to follow and subscribe. As we enter into this age of AI, finding the right marketing partner is going to become increasingly more difficult. And what I'm trying to do is bring really transparent, really high-powered marketing solutions to businesses that are looking to still grow, and to still grow the right way, without kind of handing all of their effort off to AI, or still working with agencies that are charging tremendous fees. So if that describes you, I'd love for you to follow the channel and reach out to me. I'd love to talk a little bit more about your business. And please hang on for the rest of the video if you're looking to learn a little bit more. So thanks so much. So right now I'm talking to a garage door installing company. So I want to use the term garage door. I want to show you exactly how to identify, like, where am I missing the mark? What are my competitors doing that I need to compete with to kind of stay in touch, or, stay towards the top with? And then what can I do immediately? What can I do right now to try to, move me in that direction? So I'm going to share my screen real quick, and we're going to dig right in. So right here, you can see that I type in the term garage door installation. Now, the reason I type in the installation on the back end is if I just type in garage door, the intent behind that search term could potentially lead me to a bunch of different resources. So I'm in Cincinnati, Ohio. So I type in garage door installation, and it gives me a handful of businesses. It gives me a map up here. And then it also gives me this specific search result right here, which I'm going to click through. I'm going to show you why they show up. So if we start by looking at this specific page, what I want you to take note of is first the H1 of the page. It says residential garage door installation in Cincinnati, Ohio. That geo modifier is the term that's used for specifically calling out the geography. That geo modifier is telling Google where this page should be found. The reason we know that is because I did not search garage door installation in Cincinnati, Ohio. I typed in garage door installation and I'm in Cincinnati, Ohio, right? So if I go specifically to this landing page, I see that they've called this out as a local page. That's going to help me show up in the location that I want to show up in. Now, if I was smart, if Overhead Door, Cincy.com wanted to expand into Dayton, Ohio, or Northern Kentucky, and frankly, they've probably done this, so keep that in mind. But if they wanted to expand into other locations, they would build other location pages. That is not going to penalize you. When you set these pages up the right way, it's going to expand your reach. It's going to allow you to be found in more markets and create more visibility. So if you are, again, a window installer or a landscaper or a roofer or something along those lines, and you show up in multiple markets, this is exactly what I would encourage you to do. Build multiple pages for each target market that you want to be found in. So residential garage door installation in Cincinnati. Make sure the header one speaks to the location that you want to be found in for the service that you want to be found. You can see up here that they do have Cincy in their domain, so that gives them a lot of credibility already in Cincinnati. But then they also have garage doors /installation. So they have the main keyword that they want to be found for baked into the URL of the page. Lastly, the title tag right here, if I hover over it, it says residential garage door installation in Cincinnati, Ohio. That also calls out exactly where they want to be found for what they want to be found for. Those three spots, URL, H1, title tag, those are the three kings of SEO. You want to make sure you show up in all three of those. You want to make sure that you have the keywords and the location that you want to show up for in all three of those. The next thing that we want to look into is, okay, so that's tactically what that landing page is doing. The next thing that we want to look into is, what does the setup of the page look like? Okay, well, the setup of the page is they've got copy, they've got a call to action right here, which I actually don't love because it's kind of blends into the page a little bit. Now they do have a form fill right here, which is great, but this kind of blends in. So I would maybe make this look more like a button. I would make this look more, maybe stand out with a different color. So I would maybe change this just a little bit so it feels more like, oh, this is something I should click on. But as you scroll down, you can see the different keywords and the different what are called inner links that this page is pointing me towards. You can see further customize your garage door with long panel, short panel, flush panel, raised panel, yada, yada, yada. These all point me to different pages, which is great because it distributes the authority to these other pages. And then they're going to talk a little bit more about when to replace. They've got their phone number right there, another call to action, which is great. They've got a blog that they're linking to right here, another call to action. They've got a video down here at the bottom, which is not great that it doesn't. Oh, okay. It is actually pointing to a video. It looked like it, didn't have a thumbnail, so I wasn't sure. Then they have FAQs down here, which are really strong for AI visibility, so that's good. Then they've got a map listed right there, and then obviously some more kind of interlinks right there. Again, I mentioned this call to action already. Visit our coupons and special pages is also very, very good. So think about the structure of their site also. Because they're showing up at the top of a Google search, Google is saying that they're doing something right. So we want to look at a page like this and we want to figure out, okay, how do we don't have to recreate the wheel. How do we kind of copy and visualize their layout on our page as well? So that's kind of the next step that I want you to do is look at the title tag, header 1, URL of the page, step 1. Step 2 is, how's the structure of their site set up, the structure of these pages set up? You can go and look at the different services, the different products, the different resources. Think a little bit more about what they're doing right that you can start to integrate into your website. So those two things you can do without any tools, without any SEO experience. What you can't do without any tools or SEO experience is this next step, step 3. So now we're going to actually look at the overall authority and strength of the website from an SEO perspective. So on the back end, if I look at this web page right here, I can see that they have about 77 referring domains. They have a 12 DR. What that means is that this site right now does not have a tremendous amount of authority. They show up very high and very prominently in the markets that they want to be found in because they're only competing with the other companies that are in those markets. So if I were a garage door installer in Cincinnati, Ohio, I would look at this and think, I actually have an opportunity to catch these guys. And it probably will only take me 6 to 12 months to do so. And if those 6 to 12 months can now generate, I don't know, $30,000 to $50,000 per month in revenue for my business, this is a very opportunistic channel for me to ultimately go after and leverage. So AI overview right here, ChatGPT, they're showing up a little bit in those, Perplexity as well. But more than anything, I want to look at their organic keywords and kind of see what they're showing up for organically. Overhead door Cincinnati, garage doors Cincinnati, overhead door repair, garage door button seal types, garage door repair Cincinnati, Ohio, garage door repair Cincinnati. How long do garage doors last? That's a blog. So now I can go and look at their top pages, and I can see how many pages they have that are ranking and generating some visibility. They have about 93 pages on their website. Very, very good, very strong. They have an opportunity to continue to build their website out and increase the visibility and the trust, which again should boost, authority to the website. The more traffic they get, the more authority that Google is going to assign to their site, backlinking or not. But right now they're in a great position. They've got good authority. They've got a kind of a foothold on the market. They have about 93 pages live that all are probably pointing in the right direction in terms of like what they want to be found for, services and different things like that. And then they have a handful of blogs that are also going to encourage, trust and visibility for their website. So this is kind of step 3 would be to dig in and see what pages do they have live, how much authority do they have, how much traffic are they getting. That'll help us project out, about what we can expect the opportunity of return, potentially looks like. So if we go back and we look at the traffic of their website, they have almost 600 hits per month, and it does look like that it's gone down a little bit since, wherever this has been, the last 2 months or so. So I would look at that and I would say, okay, so if potentially 600 users are coming to my site per month, if I can get a conversion rate of 5%, that's 30 new leads per month coming to my website from my organic strategy alone. If I can get 30 leads to my website and close 10 of them, and each time I close a lead, it's $3,000 in revenue potentially, and then you put your profit margin on top of that, does this channel have an opportunity to generate me, let's say, $15,000 per month? If it does, then working with an agency or doing this myself and trying to invest somewhere around $1,000 to $1,500 per month in this type of effort is going to give me a 15x ROI, 10 to 15x ROI. That's pretty darn good for an organic channel like this. Now, with organic, it'll take time to pay off. It'll take time for the results to start to roll in. But if I build backlinks and I build good content, I have a good website that converts people that come to it, and I'm really intentional about trying to drive that traffic to where I want it to go, this channel is going to pay off for me within the next 12 months. And that's the argument that we always want to try to make. How long does it take for this to start to pay off? If you have higher margin, higher revenue opportunity, higher leverage on a new lead that comes into your business, this could be a very, very strong channel for you still in 2026 to generate a tremendous amount of revenue. And there are a lot of business types and niche types that are home service related. They're not super competitive in your local market. If you're not in like Chicago or New York or a big city in Texas or a big city in California, if you're in a small city, a small kind of regional area with the right Google business profile, like Google Map, and the right website, you can generate a tremendous amount of opportunity for your business without investing $10,000, $15,000, $20,000 a month in paid ads. When you get to a point where you can do that, though, they compound and they build upon each other. So I wanted to show you real quick how I go about doing this. My recommendation to you would be go Google search the term that you want to show up for and see what the top websites are doing that you can sort of borrow. If you want to take a deeper look into, how do I figure out what additional work I'm going to need, how many backlinks I'm going to need, feel free to reach out to me. My email should be in the description of the video. And I'd love to talk to you a little bit more about what I do and how I can help your business. So again, my name's Scott. I'm the founder of EST Marketing Group. I'd love to talk with you about your company and get in the trenches with you and really dial this in so that you feel like you're moving in the right direction with somebody who's actually going to be monitoring, the performance of your site. So appreciate you. And hopefully we'll see you in the next video.